you already saw just a little bit of the action at the beginning of the program from last Saturday night in Johnson City, Tennessee, the last stand, the last ever event of the historic Legion Street Recreation Center. And I'm going to tell you all about it all through this program. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk a lot about Johnson City. Hello again, everybody. It's your old friend here, Beau James. Some people like to call me the King of King Sport, and we got an action-packed program for you here today. You've already seen Misty James. She's going to come on a little bit later and talk to you. We're going to have the Rock and Roll Express right here talking to you. We're going to take a flashback look at them. Also going to look at them winning the North American Tag Team titles. We saw it right here last week. We're going to take a look at it again. We're going to kick the program off right here. Southern States Wrestling matchmakers are hard at work to rebuild Southern States Wrestling, bring it back to what it once was, putting together a roster and talent crew that is second to none. And I'm very happy to pleased to announce that this young man is coming right back here to Southern States Wrestling, former tag team champion, always a top contender for any bout in Southern States Wrestling. I'm talking about Thorne. Let's start the program off and take a look at Thorne in action. There you saw just a little taste of Thorne in action right there. Former Southern States Tag Team Champion. He was a mainstay right here for many years in Southern States Wrestling. We saw him in Johnson City last week. Had a chance to sit down and talk to him, and glad to announce that he's coming right back here to Southern States Wrestling. Now we're getting ready to go to the break. Make sure you watch through the break to see how you can bring wrestling to your hometown and raise money for your very own nonprofit organizations. This week we got calls from Greenville and Rogersville, all the way over to Damascus, Virginia, and all around the Mountain Empire fundraisers. We've jumped right on top of them. Take a look at it. Before we go to break, let's hear from the Southern States Ladies Champion, Misty James, and we'll be right back.
I want to take this time to say a special thank you to all the fans that came out to Johnson City last Saturday night, came by the table and said hello. It's great to see you back. Well, I just want to say right here, it's great to be back. I've been out defending this title in several different states, but I'm honored to say that this fall I'll be back here in my home area defending this title once again. Now we have a special event coming up. It's the Rock and Roll Express, rocking 30 years. I'm so excited to be on that event, I just cannot wait. Also next week I'm coming back, and I'm going to say I have a special announcement about the anniversary, the special anniversary that's going to be coming up. In the meantime, I'll see you guys ringside.
Attention Mountain Empire. Do you have a business, website, products, or an event to promote? Let us help you reach the masses with TV and internet ads. For just a few dollars a week, we offer commercial spots on Southern States Wrestling and the Appalachian Showcase, reaching over 150,000 homes in the Mountain Empire and the world with YouTube. Don't wait. Jump on this opportunity now to reach a large audience for an affordable price. Email sswking@aol.com for all the info. Advertising packages you cannot afford to pass up.
Calvary Baptist Church, 1238 Pine Street, Kingsport, Tennessee. Regular schedule of services: Sunday, 9:15 a.m. for Bible study fellowship class for all ages. 10:30 a.m. worship. 6 p.m. blast for children, wake for youth. Sunday night life for adults. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. children and youth activities. 3D Bible study for adults.
If you are part of a nonprofit organization, listen to this. You now have the opportunity to bring the wrestling TV stars to your town and make money for your group. Over the past 2 decades, Southern States Wrestling has helped raise money for church groups, schools, ball teams, volunteer fire departments, children's hospitals, Ronald McDonald House, scout troops, and many more. Our staff is waiting to hear from you and get started on what could be your biggest fundraiser to date. Southern States Wrestling and your group are the perfect tag team to raise the funds you need.
Catch the TV stars when they come to a town near you. Make your plans now to be with us for our annual Holiday Spectacular. Christmas Night Star Wars in Mount Carmel, Tennessee. 2 big events for our annual Thanksgiving Extravaganza. Black Friday, November 29th, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Saturday, November 30th, Morristown, Tennessee, National Guard Armory. Now let's get ready to boogie. It's the 30 Years of Rocking Tour. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express return to the Mountain Empire. Saturday night, November the 2nd, Union High School, Big Stone Gap, Virginia, bell time 7:30. Sunday, November the 3rd, 6 p.m., Armed Forces Center Armory, Mount Carmel, Tennessee, just minutes from downtown Kingsport. More dates to be announced next week, so watch Southern States Wrestling right here on Tri-Cities TNN next Sunday, 7:30 for more information. Don't forget, 30 Years of Rockin', Saturday night, November 2nd, Big Stone Gap, Virginia. Sunday, November 3rd, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Be there! There you saw where we're going to be coming around the area. I want to tell you real fast. This Saturday, October 5th, big event in Greenville, Tennessee at the National Guard Armory. Empire Wrestling Coalition is going to be down there. Also, the 26th of October, we're coming back to Johnson City. If you were there last week and next week, we're going to tell you all about it. We're going to show you a lot of footage of what went down in Johnson City last week. And wrestling makes for some strange relationships. And if you remember back around Christmas, Dr. Tom Pritchard and myself had a heated battle. We had a falling out. Well, this past Saturday night, we settled it all. We made it up right there in Johnson City, and we're going to show you right here next week what's taking place the 26th of October at the Carver Rec Center in Johnson City. Now, let's talk about it. The Rock and Roll Express, 30th anniversary of Keep On Rockin' Tour. They've been together for 30 years. You look at all the teams through the years, the Four Horsemen, Demolition, Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham, the Wright brothers, the Fargo brothers, the Green brothers, the Gallagher brothers, the Nightmares, the Stud Stable. You could name them on and on and on. No team has had the success that the Rock and Roll Express has had. No team has lasted together for 30 years. And no other team is coming right back here to the Mountain Empire in the first weekend of November. I'm talking about Rick Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. Real fast. Last week, you're going to see them win North American titles in Hudson, North Carolina just 2 weeks ago. You're going to hear words from them, and then we're going to take a very special flashback look at the Rock and Roll Express. Stand, fighting with everything he's got, and he knows the ring. He knows where he's at. All these years in wrestling, all these titles, he knows when it's time to turn it up, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get to his partner, Robert Gibson, because he knows if he can get that tag, they have a chance of leaving Hudson, North Carolina, the North American Tag Team Champions. Tag on the other side, Baby Doll holding on to the foot, Morton kicking. There's the roll, big tag to Robert Gibson, who comes in, and we've seen this many times over the years. Robert Gibson's a house of fire. Runs their heads together. Big sleeper here. James Brody cuts him off. He stops it. Robert Gibson still in control. Ricky Morton, short jab right to the jaw right there. Just patented Rock and Roll Express. Oh no, they had them well scouted. Rock and Roll ran together. You don't see that often. James Brody makes a mistake right there. Are they setting up for the... Could this be it? The legendary double drop kick that's brought him 8 World Tag Team titles, and now the North American Tag Team titles.
Oh, baby, you know, Ricky, they say some things never change. So let me tell you something. Tonight, We went out there and had them 4,000 people screaming, rock and roll, and we're coming your way.
Oh, that's right, because I'm telling you, on October the 2nd,
November.
November.
Do it again. November?
Yeah, November.
November 2nd.
Yeah. And
Fuck, I'm sorry, Bo. Do it again, Robert. Hell, you can't repeat that, can you? Let's do this again.
You know, Ricky, some things never change, but we went out there tonight, about 4,000 people. What do? We rocked the house. People screaming, rock and roll. Hey, we're coming your way.
And we're coming your way, that's right, because on November the 2nd, we're going to be in Big Stone Gap, down at the high school, back in our old territory, Robert, back on our stomping grounds. So no matter who you are, come on down and see us, but let's don't stop there. How about let's go down to Mount Carmel, down at the National Guard Armory, on November the 3rd, and we're going to have it in the afternoon. Boys, let me tell you something. When rock and roll get together, all we do is create stormy weather. We'll see you at Big Stone Gap on the 2nd, and we'll see you at Mount Carmel at the National Guard Armory on the 3rd.
Double your pleasure.
there you saw the Rock and Roll Express, 8 times World Tag Team Champions. They were the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions, the Southern Tag Team Champions, the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, and now the current and reigning North American Tag Team Champions, and they're coming right here to defend the titles. Now, last week I told you we were going to take a look at one half of the Southern States Tag Team Champions and Scott Sterling as he took on Jake Booth. We were going to tape the match in Johnson City last Saturday night. Well, Scott Sterling sent us a letter on Friday, an email, saying he was not coming to Johnson City, Tennessee. That if we wanted him to come anywhere in the Mountain Empire, that he was only going to come if he had Frank the Tank Parker with him, because he is a tag team wrestler. Right here next week, he is sending a special video. I didn't have time to look at it to make sure we can show it on the air today, because you never know what those two could send in here, never know what they're up to. But next week, I'm going to take the camera somewhere and find Scott Sterling. We're going to talk to him, and if that tape is suitable, we're going to show it right here to you next week. It says it's their greatest hits. Hopefully show it to you right here next week. Also going to see another flashback. Getting ready to go to our second and last commercial break. When we come back, we're going to see Ricky Morton in action again in the Southern States Wrestling Classic right here on Southern States Wrestling. Be right back. Don't you dare turn that dial.
Attention Mountain Empire. Do you have a business, website, products, or an event to promote? Let us help you reach the masses with TV and internet ads. For just a few dollars a week, we offer commercial spots on Southern States Wrestling and the Appalachian Showcase, reaching over 150,000 homes in the Mountain Empire and the world with YouTube. Don't wait. Jump on this opportunity now to reach a large audience for an affordable price. Email sswking@aol.com for all the info. Advertising packages you cannot afford to pass up. If you are part of a non-profit organization, listen to this. You now have the opportunity to bring the wrestling TV stars to your town and make money for your group. Over the past 2 decades, Southern States Wrestling has helped raise money for church groups, schools, ball teams, volunteer fire departments, children's hospitals, Ronald McDonald House, scout troops, and many more. Our staff is waiting to hear from you and get started on what could be your biggest fundraiser to date. Southern States Wrestling and your group are the perfect tag team to raise the funds you need.
Welcome back to Southern States Wrestling right here on Tri-Cities TNN. If you're watching us on social media around the world, and boy, the last couple of weeks our numbers have been up in Facebook views and YouTube views, so make sure you share the links. Tell everybody about it. 7:30 Sunday nights right here, Tri-Cities TNN, if you live in the Mountain Empire region in the United States. Now, one more quick plug here. SSWking at AOL.com. Bring the stars of television to your town. Raise money for your nonprofit group. I'm talking volunteer fire departments, Relay for Life, Children's Miracle Network, whatever it may be, nonprofit organizations, email me right here. I'll get right back in touch with you and we'll get it nailed down and we'll start working for your program. Now, we've already seen Ricky Morton in tag team action in Rock and Roll Express, and another man that has been a big part of Southern States Wrestling over the years, a former multiple-time tag team champion, a Tennessee heavyweight champion, a Southern States heavyweight champion. He calls himself the greatest show on earth. He calls himself the pretty boy. He calls himself the man. This guy's got more names than DeAndre Jackson has got. I'm talking about Stan Lee. Stan was a big part of the foundation of Southern States Wrestling. Over the years, he's come in and out. Word on the street is he's coming in to be friends with Scott Sterling and Frank Parker. And I know this summer wrestling in the fairs up in Hayside and all around in Virginia, we have seen Scott Sterling and Stan Lee together. We've seen Frank Parker with them, so this rumor could be very true. But we want to go and take a look as Stan Lee defended the All-Star title against Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express at the Southern States Wrestling event. And remember, Rock and Roll Express, November 2nd, November 3rd, they're coming to town. Stan Pretty Boy Lee is going to be back in Southern States Wrestling. All the stars we showed you last week. Let's take you to this classic right now.
I'm glad you were paying attention.
Well, I wish I hadn't been when he did pull the tights earlier, but I didn't see his tights get pulled that time, and thank God we didn't see as much of him that time either. As they've locked up collar and elbow once again, Stan Lee pulls Ricky Morton into a side headlock position as the NWA All-Star Champion is in control of the action, at least for the moment. Into the ropes they go. Create separation there by Morton. Stan Lee caught him right there, and his size advantage paid off right there in that one as he leveled Morton.
Like I said, size doesn't matter.
Morton definitely, he comes up ready to fight. Had that right hand drawn. As Stan Lee jack-jawing at him, giving him a hard time. As Morton now taking his moment.
We got a side headlock by Stan Lee on Ricky Morton. Hey, shoots him off the rope. It's a beautiful shoulder block tackle by Stan Lee.
Tackle by Stan Lee as he's got Morton in control. And Stan Lee showing why he's NWA All-Star Champion. He has Ricky Morton under control, in trouble, down in the corner at this point in time. As Stan Lee now moves in on his man. Morton takes his reverses and into the corner, comes across right there. And a big shoulder block by Ricky Morton on Stan Lee. And Morton, just that fast, Bobo, was able to turn things around.
I say yes, he did. NWA All-Star Championship is on the line. Ricky Morton and the champion Stan Lee.
They've locked up collar and elbow once again here as now Morton has control of the arm, has Stan Lee in an armbar position. And Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, no doubt he has traveled the roads, been there, done that many times over, a great proven veteran.
He traveled the roads before they were paved, didn't he?
He what?
Didn't he travel those roads before they were paved?
Yeah, back when the wagons were being pulled by horses. Absolutely. But in all seriousness, Morton right there just got driven into the canvas by Stan Lee.
Rock and roll's there to stay.
Stan Lee, I tell you what, he is physically imposing and is definitely got Morton in trouble at this point in time, driving a series of knees right to the back and shoulders of Rock and Roll Ricky Morton, as Stan has definitely got his man in trouble now. Into the corner, he drags him, as now, again, Stan's just keeping him controlled in that corner, and now with a big bear hug, Bobo, utilizing that size and strength advantage.
You know, I've used that move quite a few times. Bear hug applied by Stan Lee on Ricky Morton. And the fans are starting to get behind Ricky Morton here. Referee Austin calls Ricky Morton with the clap to the side of the head. There's a beautiful arm drag by Ricky Morton. Beautiful body slam by Stan Lee. Ricky Morton didn't have that much energy to come back from that.
Stan's definitely got Morton in trouble at this point in time. And Stan Lee feeling mighty good. He's jack-jawing an awful lot in there, talking trash to Morton, but he definitely has Morton under control. Once again, driving that knee into the back, pulling those arms back, putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the upper body of Ricky Morton. And Stan is putting all of his weight into this move, Bobo. Crowd is 100% behind Morton.
Yes, they are. And Stan is wrenching back on that, but Morton's fighting back. He's starting to come back here.
Morton back on the vertical base here. He needed that. He was getting worn down by that hole, but it was also allowing him to catch up on some oxygen, and that's what he's doing now, is he's turning this situation into his advantage if he can at all possible, into a kind of an awkward test of strength here, and Stan Lee with a big boot right to the midsection, as Morton now in the corner, in trouble once again. Lee brings him out hard into the buckle on the far side, comes across, and oh, Morton caught him right there, Bobo.
It's not illegal. He kicked him in the jaw. You're not supposed to kick somebody in the jaw. Look at him.
He caught him with the flat of the foot. Oh, and he caught him right there with the top of the thigh, and a beautifully executed high knee lift by Ricky Morton on Stan Lee. And Morton is slowly turning this match into his favor.
Well, hope Stan don't underestimate Ricky, as he will lose that title tonight. And, you know, I got all my money on Stan Lee. Not saying I gamble. No, that's
Stan Lee going into high-risk territory here. He's not exactly known for being a high flyer by any means. And Morton now back to a vertical base. Morton's got him pinned over in the corner here. He's got him in trouble. All 270-plus pounds of Stan Lee crashing down to the canvas. And Morton could win the title right here, Bobo.
There's that patent drop kick by Ricky Morton.
And Stan Lee back up, but he is begging, and I mean begging for mercy out there, as Morton's got him now in the corner, but Stan Lee just tripped him. He put his foot in the rope.
His foot got caught on the rope.
That was a travesty, but your winner and still NWA All-Star champion, Pretty Boy Stan Lee.
There you saw a classic with Stan Pretty Boy, Stan the Man, whatever you want to call him, Stan Lee, defending his All-Star title. That's a great promotion in Virginia that we work with here at Southern States Wrestling. He's the heavyweight champion, defending the title against Ricky Morton. Rock and Roll Express, 30 years of rockin' tour, it's coming. We are still working on a Friday night, November the 1st date for the Rock and Roll Express reunion. Nonprofits, email me right now, sswking@aol.com. Let's bring the Rock and Roll Express to your town. Let's bring Misty James to your town, Jake Booth, Scott Sterling, Frank Parker. Let's bring the TV cameras to your town. Let's raise some money for your organization, scout troops, ball teams, 8th grade trips, Relay for Life. I'm talking to all of you. No risk to your organization. Let's come to town and raise some money for you. Now, next week, we're going to take another look at the Rock and Roll Express with a personality profile. The very first personality profile here on Southern States Wrestling. This is a video that they've been working on for a few weeks, and you're going to love it. You can't wait to see it right here next week. We're also going to see Misty James in action. We're going to hear more about who else is coming back to Southern States Wrestling. It's going to be another 30 minutes of action-packed excitement. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, scream it out the window. Let everybody know, 7:30 p.m. Sunday nights, Tri-Cities TNN right here. YouTube.com/KingofKingsport.com, KingofKingsport.com, also Facebook.com/Southern States Wrestling, Twitter @SSW Wrestling 1. Keep up with us on social media. God bless each and every one of you. Till next week, it's Beau James saying so long from the Volunteer State.